There's a video game series that's been acting as a modern, M-rated Digimon, hitting a lot of the visual and thematic beats Digimon did back when we were kids. Of course, Digimon is still around. We got a feature film in 2023, a new TV anime before that, and a great narrative tactics game in 2022's Digimon Survive. But very often, this game series we'll be talking about today nails the things that I want from modern Digimon stories and games way better than the actual modern Digimon stories and games. If it isn't yet clear from the footage on screen, I'm talking about Persona. In particular, I believe Persona 5 and Digimon 02 share a ton, but the entire Shin Megami Tensei series that Persona belongs to and Digimon as a whole have a lot in common, from core themes to the real-world artists that work on them, and I want to cover it. This video is not me calling one series a ripoff of the other, but instead trying to point out some similarities that fans of both may not have picked up on, some trivia they may not have been aware of, really to recommend Persona to Digimon fans looking for something similar, and maybe even to recommend Digimon to any Persona fans who somehow never engaged with Digimon. Persona is absolutely one of those monster battling RPGs like Pokemon, Digimon, Monster Rancher, but the comparisons don't end with both of them being one of those. The similarities to Digimon and Persona/SMT go much farther than, for example, the similarities between Digimon and Pokemon, SMT and Pokemon, and I'll explain. Persona 5 and Digimon 02. Persona 5 is a beloved JRPG where a teen living in Tokyo discovers a secret second world that can only be accessed with the assistance of a personal electronic device. In that secret world, he is paired up with a monster that will serve as his companion and guardian. He befriends classmates he wasn't particularly close with prior to the events of the story and brings them into this new world, at which point they'll each form bonds with their own predestined monster partner. They'll be able to exit and enter this second world whenever they please with the help of their personal electronics. They'll get unique stylish outfits that appear on them whenever they enter the second world, and after overcoming obstacles and growing closer, their bonds will be reflected in new evolutions for their monsters. If it wasn't obvious, that was meant to explain both Persona 5 and Digimon 02. Both these series employ this fantastic juxtaposition where the protagonists jump back and forth between a hostile parallel world occupied by monsters and the much friendlier modern Tokyo where their friends and family are easily accessible. The technology of the time is on display, the melodrama of a group of students balancing their daily obligations to school, sports, and family with this larger-than-life secret about the world they're traveling to in their free time. Other entries in the Persona/SMT series like Persona 4 and 3 give you that secret life balancing act too, but Persona 5 in particular with its Tokyo setting has that extra strong connection with the Digimon anime and a handful of Digimon games too. Cyber Sleuth and Survive. If you played Digimon Cyber Sleuth and enjoyed it, you basically played a Persona Light, exploring real-world Tokyo locations like Shibuya and Nakano Broadway to advance the story and accept side quests before entering an alternate world for RPG battles where your monster companions fight other monsters. There was even the sort of social link light system in Cyber Sleuth where some of your Digimon would send you text messages trying to get to know you better, which felt straight out of Persona. Other Digimon titles borrow from Persona and Shin Megami Tensei 2, like in Digimon Survive, where you have the ability to talk to enemy monsters in order to convert them into allies, something that is no doubt inspired by the Megami Tensei negotiation system that has been a series staple for as long as the series has existed. Devil Children and Digimon Adventure. Another Megami Tensei spin-off series is SMT Devil Children, in which kids from Japan are transported to an alternate world where monsters or devils reign supreme. The kids make friends with devils from the demon world who aid them in battle. The kids themselves don't fight but have their monster friends lead in combat while they deliver commands. While this series is sometimes seen as SMT's take on Pokemon, given its release on Game Boy Color and it releasing two similar versions like a Pokemon Red and Blue or Gold and Silver, I think Devil Children is actually more similar to a Digimon premise. Devil Children with its cast of characters from our real world transported to a mysterious and hostile world dominated by monsters is reminiscent of the Digimon Adventure anime premise, very different from Pokemon where humans and monsters cohabitate a single fictional world. A digital devil story Megami Tensei. It isn't just the Megami Tensei spin-offs that resemble Digimon. Going all the way back to the franchise's 1987 debut digital devil story Megami Tensei, we can see the series' fascination with digital worlds, computer programs, viruses present from day one, a decade before Digimon. In Digital Devil Story, the Famicom game based off a trilogy of novels, high school students battle an army of demons from another world after a high school student developed a computer program designed to summon the demons into their world. Even in 1987, long before Digimon or Persona, SMT had computer technology baked into the core of its storytelling. This is why I don't think the comparisons between Digimon and Persona/SMT are as simple and surface level as saying, yeah, they're both monster taming JRPGs. Pokemon is one of those too, Monster Rancher was too, Palworld is too, but SMT and Digimon share a curiosity with technology, parallel worlds, taking classic mythological mythological figures, both Japanese and from other cultures, as inspiration and adding a digital spin on the whole thing. So those are a few of the storytelling and thematic connections present between some of the SMT games and the Digimon franchise, but the links between the series continue in the real world as it relates to the animators and artists who work on both franchises. Animation and art. Tomohisa Taguchi, the director of 2020's Digimon Adventure Last Evolution Kizuna and 2023's Digimon Adventure 02 The Beginning, previously worked on all 4 of the Persona 3 film adaptations, directing movie 2 and 4. He also worked on the Persona 4 The Golden Animation as its director, as well as storyboarding 4 episodes of Persona 5 the animation and directing 3 of its episodes. In other words, both series have employed the same director to work on several of their animation adaptations. Circling back to the world of video games, some of Digimon's most beloved games feature stunning character designs from Japanese manga artist Suzuhiro Yasuda. Outside of his original creations, Yasuda is well known for his character design work in video games including Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor 2, as well as Digimon World Re-Digitize, Decode, Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth, and Hacker's Memory. His art style is almost instantly recognizable to the trained eye, connecting SMT and Digimon visually for people familiar with both Devil Survivor and the Re-Digitize or Cyber Sleuth games. Summarizing here, I like to think that with everything covered in this video, there is a decent case for why the connections between these two series goes way deeper than, oh, they're 2 monster JRPGs. The way that Persona 5 and Digimon 02 feature casts who pop in and out of an alternate world, changing out their outfits when they do, and evolving their monsters by strengthening their bonds with one another, how the Persona animated projects and the most recent Digimon films share a director, how the Devil Survivor games from the 2000s and the Digimon games from the 2010s share a famous character designer, how Devil Children sent unsuspecting kids into a fantasy world where they teamed up with monsters to do their fighting for them, not unlike Digimon Adventure, and how ever since 1987 with its first ever game, the SMT series was making technology core to its storytelling with a computer program summoning devils from another world. Again, I don't think it's fair to say either series ripped off the other, and that's not what I'm trying to do. Maybe it's not entirely accurate to say Persona/SMT is Digimon for adults. If anything, with SMT debuting first, it's more like Digimon is Shin Megami Tensei for all ages. But even then, I don't want to suggest either party is ripping the other off. Rather, both these storied franchises are interested in the same concepts, are sharing talent like artists and animation directors, and I think fans of one series who are hungry for more of the thing they love can find a buffet of new content in the other series. If you're a Digimon fan looking to fill the void between the next big story or game, I highly recommend Persona 5, 4, and 3. If you're a Persona fan trying to find something to fill the void between now and Persona 6, I highly recommend playing the Cyber Sleuth games or watching through Digimon seasons like Adventure 1999, 02, or Tamers. Thank you for watching. I hope at least a few of these connections made sense to you and didn't just come across like me looking for an excuse to talk about 2 of my favorite things in one video. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video. Have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one.
Why do I have to stay here on the ground? It's overrated. The cityscape escapes you.